Yeah, so look, here we are, man. What is this, episode 13? Whiskey and Kicks. We are back at Jack Rose, and we're getting ready to interview Beth. We're gonna go down into the Dram and Grain, which is downstairs, their little secret speakeasy. I'm not sure if you've been here before. If you haven't, you need to come. If you want to go to Dram and Grain, make an appointment, make a reservation, and they'll get you down there. So I'm out here, man, it's Brocky, and people have been asking me about what sneakers am I wearing during these episodes. I never show my own stuff. Today I have on the, what are these? Wing and Horns NMDs. They're very comfortable. They work out really well. Just wanted to share that with y'all, man. So if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Join up on the channel and everything, and subscribe, follow, share, invite your friends. Whiskey and Kicks _IG, whiskeyandkicks.com, whiskeyandkicks@gmail.com, and get after your boy, man. Here we are. Later. All right, it's Brocky here, Whiskey and Kicks. We are back, people, back. I'm here at Jack Rose in Dram and Grain downstairs with the lovely Beth. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, Brocky.
I'm so excited that we're doing this right now. I'm happy that you came out today on your day off.
Absolutely.
To have a conversation about some booze and shoes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited.
So first, let's talk about you. I want to know where you're from. You know, how'd you get out to DC and stuff like that?
Sure. So I am a military brat.
Oh,
actually, yeah.
Okay.
My dad was in the Marine Corps for 25 years, so I have lived all over this great country of ours, I guess.
Right.
California for a long time. North Carolina was where I was born. Lived in Pennsylvania for a little bit. New York for a little bit. My dad. We moved out to Quantico when I got into high school and went to high school in Woodbridge. And
okay.
After I went to culinary school, DC called my
I
name.
had a question about that culinary school. You bounced the head on me real quick. You caught me off guard with that. I didn't know you're a military brat. So that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any overseas stuff?
Not familial. He did a couple deployments, but we always stayed domestic.
You know, the Marines, they go over and do some dirty stuff out there sometimes.
I do some stuff. I get it done.
So what made you, so I guess you really embraced the DMV during your high school years and this became home for you?
Yeah, it did. It was kind of those formative years. I was in the DMV and used to come up to DC for a lot of, class trips or visiting on the weekends or whatever like that, because Woodbridge is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And it became home. And then once I moved in here, it's unlike any other city.
You're right about that. It's a melting pot. I talk about it over and over again. They say, what, DC Rising?
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm in love with this city.
For sure. You have any siblings?
I do. I have a little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Is he in a local area too, or he's somewhere else?
Yeah, he's actually about to move down to JMU to start his sophomore year of college.
Nice. Congratulations, little brother.
Yes,
that's what's up.
Yes, so proud of him.
That's a good look. So do you travel a lot?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because I talked to you. You were
especially recently.
yeah. I had to add that question with me trying to catch up with you. I like she must travel.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
What's some of your favorite places that you visited?
So I just got back from Copenhagen not too long ago. Just went to New Orleans for Tale of the Cocktail for the first time. Got back literally on Monday. So it's been quite a week. But I think my favorite place I've gone was India.
Really?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Wow.
I spent 3 weeks there with a couple of friends.
That's crazy. Like, so the culture, I mean, I can only imagine.
Incredible.
Right?
Incredible.
And the food? Was the food?
Oh my God. Unreal.
Right. No problems there, because I went to Dominican Republic one time and I had some chicken and I shouldn't eat that chicken. So I wasn't a happy fella for like a week afterwards.
I was very fortunate. I was staying, I have a friend who's from there, Jahan, and he, set us all up really well, and we went and stayed with his family, and they took us to different places, or we ate at their house. So we were all right. We did okay.
That's good.
We did all right.
That is nuts. What made you just to try something new?
Yeah, basically, the offer was essentially, if you can get there, we have you set from there.
That is dope. Just get a ticket.
I will find a way to get there.
That's
fantastic.
How
swim.
How long was that flight?
Like 18 hours.
Yeah, that is some serious business right there.
Ridiculous, yeah.
That is crazy. So back to DC, what are some of the things you love most about this city?
Oh man, you said it. I mean, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
And it's small. This city is small. Everybody knows everybody, especially in this industry. This industry is incredible and welcoming and loving, and it's a very small community. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody supports everybody. You know, anything's happening, you can count on your bar family to really be there for you.
Definitely a togetherness in DC. I say that time and time again when I speak with people. You guys stick together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really dope. So when did you get into bartending?
A year and a half ago.
Shut up! Are you serious? Wow! I'm getting shot time and time again. Wow, really?
Yeah. So I was hired at Jack Rose right about 2 years ago. I actually graduated from culinary school with my bachelor's in management for the culinary area 2 years ago yesterday.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
And then was hired in August of that same year here.
Okay.
Worked as a server and a host, had expressed a massive interest in whiskey, studied a whole lot, did all of that, and by happenstance, essentially, they needed somebody to fill in Dram and Grain or kind of work a hybrid position when we were working out of our balcony room upstairs where you've done some work before.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a smaller space.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. It's a smaller space. There's only room for one bartender back there.
Right.
But there are too many people to serve for there just to be one bartender. So they needed a server-bartender hybrid, and that's how I fell into it.
Okay, so one of my things, I've always wanted to do the culinary. You know, I love to cook, so that's super dope. So, what did you have in mind? Did you want to be like a master chef or something like that when you were going, or?
Yeah. So when I started out, I was going to be a chef. I was going to own my own restaurant. I was going to do that. I was just going to be this badass female chef. And then I got 3/4 of the way through my culinary education and had a crisis because I couldn't see myself doing it for the rest of my life.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. It just wasn't something that I wanted to do for 50 years.
Right.
So I fell in love with wine through a wines class at my culinary school that we're all required to take, and thought that was what I was going to do, and pursued that. Took a special, what do we call it? It's like a special program for our bachelor's degree. It's like a concentration program is what we call it, right? So my concentration was in wine, beverage, and hospitality. I did a semester away in the Napa Valley. Out in St. Helena.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice
that was amazing.
There.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Turned 21 out there. That was incredible.
Nice. I can only imagine what that birthday party was
like. Rough.
For sure.
Yeah, so I did that, and while I was doing that, realized I hate serving wine.
Oh my God.
I love wine. I love the science behind wine. It's incredible. I hate serving it.
Why? What is that so?
It's just a personal thing, you know. You're on stage, you're on display, right? But there's no, in my opinion, where I was serving and what I was doing, there wasn't this opportunity for me to really be myself and like come out of my shell and joke with guests because it's a very formal experience.
Yes.
And that was just not for me.
That's not Mo Beth.
No, it's not me.
No.
So, I've always loved whiskey. Whiskey has been this thing that, you know, it's been my bonding thing with my dad for forever.
Oh, that's dope. As
soon as I could drink, and maybe before we were drinking whiskey and smoking cigars on our deck and just doing that. So it's something that I've always loved, and came here and got really into it.
So your background, you graduated culinary arts. So so you know what tastes good with this and that. How did that really help you out and, you know, come into a place like Dram and Grain?
Yeah, so Dram and Grain is super craft. We're a super craft cocktail bar, very experimental, we like to say, and most of our cocktails are incredibly culinarily driven. So like the first cocktail I put on the menu down here was inspired by the idea of Thai red curry.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Wow,
so,
right.
And I think you had that the last time you were down here.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So good.
It's intense.
Oh.
It's intense, and it's intense sensory experience.
Yes.
You know, from the aromatics to the flavor profile and what you're seeing. We light it on fire. There's big cinnamon and sparks.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And it's fun. It's super fun. But all of that, you know, creating balance in a dish is very similar to creating balance in a cocktail.
Right.
So you have to balance that sweet and that savory, and is this mouthfeel going to be right, and is there enough acidity in here to really break through that rich mouthfeel and things like that. So that has really helped a lot.
And before we dive too far into Dram and Grain,
Sure.
you did help craft the menu, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put the menu together.
Yep, Andy Bixby and I. This is our baby.
So I do have a question. The first thing that caught my attention about you is your style.
Okay.
Right? So how does your style, your fashion sense, and your style factor into your bartending, as far as from a presentation standpoint?
Sure. Yeah.
If at all.
It does a little bit, for sure. I mean, my bartending style when I'm garnishing things and like that, I tend to go a little more less is more.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And things are a little more clear cut, and like even my like citrus garnishes, they're normally trimmed and things like that. I like things to look very
Prim and proper.
right, exactly. Whereas I am not that.
Oh, yeah, right.
I am not that
Yeah.
prim and proper girl,
Right.
as much as my mother would like me to be.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I grew up on rock and roll and things like that, so that's kind of influenced my style and influenced my cooking style and influenced the way I make drinks, but maybe not the way that they're presented.
Okay, all right, I can rock with that. It does stand out. You know it stands. I mean, you're like, she looks dope. Like I was like, she, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, then you get the cocktails, and the cocktails are amazing too. So it's a package deal. It seems.
It's all part of it. It's all part
For
of
sure.
it. When you bartend, you're on a stage too. You got to choose what part of yourself you're putting forward.
For sure.
Yeah.
So are you a big collector of booze?
I am.
Okay.
My trouble is keeping those bottles closed.
Is that really a trouble?
No, not at all.
Whiskey
Not
kicks
at
in.
all. Definitely
What's
not.
your spirit of choice?
Oh, absolutely whiskey.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
Of course.
Whatever type, Scotch, bourbon, rye,
I'm
whatever.
an equal opportunity whiskey drinker.
There you go. From a bourbon perspective, what's maybe one of your top 5 bourbons right now?
I love Wild Turkey, man.
Really nice.
I love Wild Turkey.
You guys have a Wild Turkey drink on the menu upstairs.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
Amazing.
It's really great. It's
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
I love Wild Turkey. Another one that I love a lot is Bell Mead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're out of Tennessee.
Mhm.
They're really fantastic, doing some high rise stuff. Most of their stuff is sourced, but it's really fantastic.
Mhm.
Other bourbons that I really love. I mean, Old Granddad. Everybody
Oh,
loves
I
some Old
love
Granddad.
Old Granddad 114.
Oh,
That is
yes.
I love that stuff. Yo.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
can't
me
make my
too.
mind up what to drink at home, I take Old Granddad and pour it in a glass and drink it.
It's easy. It's easy. My favorite bottle I have at home right now isn't an Old Granddad, but it's actually a Schneider's single barrel of Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit
Oh, wow.
that I have. That
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
real happy
I
about.
bet. It's open?
It is.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and half consumed. It's fine.
Right. I'm the same way with my booze as I am with my shoes. Like, look, I wear these things. I buy them to wear them.
Right.
I buy my booze to drink it.
Right? Like,
know, so-
what's the use of looking at it all the time if you can't consume it? It's just
Exactly. So I'm like, look, y'all can come sip with me if y'all want to.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm still going to be doing
like,
it.
still gonna do it nonetheless.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Let's talk some shoes. Yes. Let's talk shoes. What you got for me?
All right. So when I first started bartending, serving even, like I started wearing a lot of Doc Martens. Right. Those boots are a very easy way to stay comfortable.
For sure.
Of course, they're non-slip, all of that, and then.
That's right.
Right. So I also whiskey advise. That's part of my title. So
Okay.
I talk whiskey. I act as kind of in the loosest form of the word possible, sommelier for whiskey. Right. Okay. So, but you can't walk around in combat boots to whiskey advise. It's not as professional as one might want to appear.
Understood.
So I found some really dope ass heeled docs.
Let's pull them up. I
yeah,
want
here
to
they
pull
are.
these things
Here-
over here. I want to look at these things.
she is.
These are some badass, kick-ass shoes right here. They got the damn traction on the bottom.
yeah.
That is some serious stuff.
They are pretty serious. Those are my those and the lace ups are my don't
These
fuck
are-
with me shoes.
Don't fuck with me shoes. I like that. And these got like they got like a red hint. I like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
I love shoes. Yeah, these
They're
things.
awesome.
These things have seen some
some
things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The whole shoe has a red undertone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just realized that just now. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, they're this blood cherry red.
Look at that damn heel though. That shit is serious, right? What else we got? Pull them over here. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the shoes I graduated from the Culinary Institute in.
Oh, okay.
Kind of fun and cute.
That's all.
Little cats.
Right.
They're fun.
Yeah, buddy.
Just kind of kitschy, kind of thing. And then I thought this was applicable for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
These shoes, so I got them in Turkey when I was traveling there after I graduated high school. They are kind of art pop, right? But they're Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe Dram. I'm sitting here like,
yes,
what's her name
again?
again?
Marilyn Monroe themed. And on the back it says, "Give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world."
Oh, hell yeah. You see that shit? We got to get a close-up of that. And you know what, man? Look, I bet you've never seen another individual with these damn shoes.
Oh, no, never.
Yeah,
never, ever.
I love that.
It's so funny. I mean, the story is even amazing. We wandered into a bazaar in Turkey, and we just happened to be like the first customers of the day. And in Turkey, that's good luck.
Oh, okay.
And they will do anything to make a sale for the first customers that walk through their door. So we'll just
really?
Cut prices, cut prices, cut prices.
Nice.
So
that sounds like my kind of place.
Exactly. Almost nothing.
Mm.
And I mean, I hardly wear them because I love them so much.
I bet. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, they're fantastic shoes.
So you were just joking off camera about the fact that you didn't bring any flats. Do you ever wear flats?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
all
the time. I mean, that's really how I live my life. Just like when I was looking at my shoes today, I was like, oh, we'll grab these for.
Yeah.
I live my life.
How I live my life. That's funny.
Right? No, I mean, I live my life every day, almost every day in my flat docs.
But work-wise, you'll wear your boots when you work?
If I'm whiskey advising. If I'm behind the bar, I'm in flats.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm not bartending in heels.
For sure. That's why I'm going to ask you about the heel. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. That's pretty. I guess I consider the heel too. It's a boot, but that's a no joke heel.
It's an ass kicking shoe.
That's an ass kicking shoe right there. Mm-hmm. Damn! I was just about to ask you a question about shoes. So, how many pairs of heels do you think you have? How many pairs of flats do you have? You said that's how you live your life.
I do. I mean, I love shoes, but I'm a functional person, right? So I have like a pair of flat sandals. I have my pair of docs that I work in. I have some that are like a little heel, but I wouldn't count them as like high heels. Mm-hmm. But as far as like professional flats, I must have like 8 or 10.
Okay,
pairs, something like that. Then when it comes to heels, it's a little more excessive.
I want to know. The people want to know.
My mama used to make fun of me so much for my shoe obsession. I mean, oh God, it's gotta be, heeled boots like this, there's 3 of these. More kitten heels like this would be probably, we'll say 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then there are some that are a little more going out shoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a function to go to on Friday or Saturday. What you slide into something a little
stilettos or some shit.
Do you have look, when at my place, I just bought like this little container thing where I can put my sneakers in. Sure. But mostly at my old house, I had my closet done over and I had a big shoe rack in there. But I moved into like an apartment some time ago. And now I have a closet with just shoes all over the place. And are you more of an organized person when it comes to your shoes? Or are they kind of like all over the place?
I am for the most part. It's organized chaos, but I know where
it is. As long as you know, that's all that matters.
That's right, exactly. Like a shoe rack inside the door when I come in. And then there's like my closet where things are like lined up, but still chaotic.
Right. As long as you know where it is, that's all that matters. I'm so happy you brought these out here.
Yeah, they're fun.
To show the people, man. Everyone has a shoe story.
Yeah,
no matter what. So whatever you put on your feet in the morning, you did it for a reason, whether you know it or not.
Absolutely.
And that's what we like to talk about here at Whiskey and Kick. So I definitely appreciate it.
Of course.
Dope.
My pleasure. So Dram and Grain is a craft cocktail bar. Obviously, we exist in the basement of Jack Rose. We were founded 4.5, 5 years ago, I'd like to say, by our then beverage director, Trevor Fry, at the time. He came up with the whole concept. We had this space down here. Why aren't we using it other than for things that were like private events and things like that? And it came to be
For sure.
Right? So it started as this private event room, and then it was this tiny little bar with one well, and you do shaken drinks at one station in the room and stirred drinks on another station in the room. And it's now evolved into more of a craft cocktail bar, which is, we're evolving as a cocktail bar, but unfortunately the space is not evolving with us, hence our upcoming move. Right. So when we'll be moving to a new space, it's going to be a little larger, and it's built to be a cocktail bar, not built to be a men's locker room in the basement of a
Right. But I love it though. You know what I'm saying? This is dark, is swank. You know what I mean?
I love this room. It's so cozy, and it's a home. This room is home.
Right. And so there's an exclusivity. When it comes to Dram, because you have to have reservations and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So Wednesday through Saturday is when we're open. Wednesday and Thursday, it's first come, first serve after 7 p.m. And then Friday and Saturday, it's 2 reservation only seatings. So a 6:30 seating and a 9:30 seating. And the exclusivity is a fun part of the entire thing.
Right.
But it's not conducive to a bar concept, so to speak. It's not the best format.
Okay.
Right? So when we move over, we're still going to have that air of exclusivity, because we're going to have a reservation seating at the beginning of the night, hopefully.
Okay.
And then we might open up to the public later on with a different style menu.
The stages of trust.
Yeah.
Right? I remember that from last time. So what can you briefly get into?
Sure. So we were really inspired by the idea that there's already this inherent trusting relationship between a guest and a bartender, right? So you walk into any sort of bar, craft cocktail bar, beer bar, dive bar, wine bar, whatever. You sit down, you order a Pilsner or a Pinot Grigio. Not only are you going to be confused and upset, but you're going to be, kind of, that trusting relationship is going to be broken if somebody puts down a Guinness or a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Right.
So there's already this inherent relationship that one might have. And we dove really deep into this concept, and in order to translate it effectively onto paper, so to speak, we divide it into 3 phases or stages of trust. So we have the know, the inquire, and the discover. Those are the names of the phases. Each phase has its own menu page, and each menu page has 5 cocktails. And we're thinking about it as the farther you go, the less you get to know about the cocktails themselves.
You get that right. Yeah, right, because the menu later on, you don't really have... You just have you don't have the descriptions and all that kind of stuff in there.
So in the know phase, we're giving you a name of the cocktail, a list of ingredients, and a description as to what to expect stylistically. Is it going to be bright, refreshing like a daiquiri, like a classic daiquiri, or more stirred and spirit forward like a Manhattan might be? And then when we get to the inquire phase, we're giving you that name still, and still that description, but no longer will you have a list of core ingredients.
Right.
And then the discover phase, which is the last phase, the third phase, you're just getting a name.
Right.
And nothing else.
And nothing else. Because when I came here, you were like, you asked me what I was allergic to, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once I gave you that, then, okay, boom, we can go forward from there.
We absolutely need to be super conscious about that, because if we're not giving people information, we don't, I'm not in the business of trying to send people to the hospital, nor do I come equipped with an EpiPen.
You guys don't put EpiPens back there?
Oh.
So what are we looking at here? What do we have?
So these are 2 cocktails. The one in the Collins glass here is from the no phase of our menu. It's called the Puppy Monkey Baby.
Okay.
That name was inspired by the idea that it looks like Mountain Dew. From that old Super Bowl commercial years ago.
Yeah.
And this is a grappa and Suze based spritz.
Okay.
So grappa is this great base liqueur, kind of funky. And then we have Suze, which is a French gentian liqueur.
Oh yeah, I was just looking that up recently.
Yeah, very, very cool. We have a pear ginger tea syrup in here as well, and Graft Farm Floor cider.
Oh, this sounds incredible. Can I drink it?
Pretty cool. Please.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, so good. Oh my goodness.
It's super refreshing.
Let me point out
Fun.
something super dope here. This damn copper straw. Do you hear that straw? That's not plastic. That is crazy.
We are trying
dope.
to make a move towards more sustainable things,
For
right?
sure.
So we still have a couple drinks that are garnished or have plastic straws, but all in all, we're using paper straws.
Yeah.
And then for this segment, I just pulled out the metal ones.
It's all about whiskey is good for the environment.
Yes.
This is all whiskey based.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy we have here is called the Helado de Jerez. Translates to ice cream of Jerez. region of Spain where most sherry is produced, right? So it doesn't sit very well, we can see, but it's fantastic. It's a Manhattan-style cocktail based on my favorite wine pairing.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing in my wine experience
Right.
and knowledge to cocktailing. So we start with the base of Pedro Jimenez sherry from El Condado. We add some Cinque from Don Ciccio and Figli, and some Carciofo, which is their artichoke liqueur. There, what you have.
Oh yeah, I tasted this before.
Yeah, and then we have that Belle Meade bourbon that I was mentioning earlier.
Mhm.
It's high rye, has some spice, some baking spice especially. So that's the brown portion of the drink, just the cocktail itself, and it's topped with an Alato foam. So we take an ice cream base and put it in an ISI container, charge it up with some CO2 or some, I think that's what the gas is. Shake it up, make it into basically like a whipped cream, but a little richer, and top it on there.
I'm
a
excited.
Salt in there to balance it all out because it might be a little dessert-ish, but here we are.
Can I ask you a quick side question before we drink?
Sure, yeah.
To explain to people sour mash.
Yeah,
What does sour
absolutely.
mash mean when you see that on a bourbon?
Sure. So most bourbons and ryes that are produced now are going to be sour mash. Okay, so think about it as like sourdough bread, something like that, right? So you're saving part of your mash from your previous distillation or your fermentation, and you are adding it to your next or your new mash, your fermentation distillation, in order to preserve pH level and keep consistency throughout your batches.
Okay,
Right?
that makes a lot of sense.
So there are people like Peerless, which is a newer rye company out of Kentucky that are only doing sweet mash style.
Oh, really?
Which means that they're starting from scratch every single time,
Every time.
measuring everything down to the gram in order to ensure consistency, and through science, essentially, and doing all these different things, they can ensure that they have a consistent product every time.
Oh wow, okay.
Which is really, really cool, super
Yeah.
innovative.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Cheers.
Once again, cheers, Mo Beth.
Yes.
Whiskey and Kicks. Let me see. Oh,
Fun one.
it's so good, and the foam on the top. It's just as soon as you hit it, it's just you get it all. You get it all. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I appreciate that.
That is amazing.
It's a fun cocktail.
It's a very fun cocktail.
Love it a lot.
I love this.
Thank
I
you.
just want to drink. Can you guys just watch me drink this? For me? Is that okay to do?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, right? I had one other question from when we were sitting a little earlier talking about
Sure.
you. Is there an additional camaraderie among female bartenders, you know, separate from what you already feel among bartenders, period? Yeah?
Absolutely. So, I mean, there are a couple of examples of that I can give you. Like, for instance, Speed Rack. Yeah, the Speed Rack competition. It is a competition that centers around the idea of speed exclusively for female bartenders, supporting breast cancer awareness and different fundraisers and foundations that will support breast cancer research.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's
dope.
exclusively for female
that's
bartenders,
dope.
and it is one of the coolest competitions in the world.
I know, I'd
It's
love to
so
see that. I
cool.
haven't seen
It's
that before.
incredible. We had 2 finalists go this year from DC.
Oh, nice.
They went. It was Jesse Weinstein and Chelsea DeMarc.
Okay.
They both went and killed it.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Where was it at?
So the finals were in Chicago, but
Okay.
we hosted the semifinals for our region in DC, which was huge because we finally have that kind of clout, I guess. But yeah, there absolutely is this camaraderie between female bartenders. Myself and Allison Hillard are the 2 female bartenders down here in Dram and Grain, and we had our last night of working together behind this bar specifically last night.
Oh, did you?
And it was just like a super emotional,
I
really
bet it
wonderful
was.
experience.
I bet it was.
It's a lot of
Is
fun.
she the one that has the gin, the gin Ricky in the contest coming up?
She does have a Ricky in the contest coming up. She has a bourbon Ricky in the contest coming up.
Oh, it's a bourbon Ricky?
Yeah, she has this coconut fat or coconut oil wash wild turkey Ricky going on. It's called the Turmericky. It's based on a golden milk, which was a health beverage from India. It's really,
right.
really fantastic stuff. And I think she's gonna kick some ass.
I'll be here. I got my ticket already.
Awesome, fantastic.
So you were telling me about the bar
Yeah, absolutely.
and the tables and stuff. So
Yeah.
what was that now? You said?
So the bar the table that we were sitting at earlier, the 2 ledges on either side of the room, and actually that bar in the balcony room where you had filmed with Frank previously are all from the same tree.
That's crazy.
That fell in one of our owner's yards.
Oh, really?
He cut it up and repurposed it into the bar.
That is crazy.
Really, really fantastic. It's one of a kind.
It for sure. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's not going anywhere.
Nah.
We can't. We can't let it.
What are they gonna do with the space once you guys move?
So the idea is for it to become a whiskey tasting room.
Okay.
Which is going to be really cool. You know, more whiskey storage. People can come down, taste some cool things. Fridays and Saturdays, it kind of gets a little hectic upstairs.
Very.
Back to here.
Very. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's fantastic for business and for bars. But for somebody who wants to come in and really just try whiskey and have like an intensive one-on-one, it's not a great environment for that. So we want a space where we can bring people to actually, you know, do in-depth tastings. Like, what do you want to know? What can I teach you? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. It'll be a nice space for that, man. I love it down here, you know, with all the exposed brick and everything. I love that kind of stuff, and woodsy and rich, the dark walls. So it's definitely my kind of thing right here.
It's a wonderful.
I know you're gonna miss it a little bit.
Oh, it's gonna be an emotional departure for sure. For sure.
But I'll definitely be seeing you at the other spot. And,
yes. Oh, can't wait.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's gonna be a beautiful bar as well.
For sure, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Good, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Indeed. Okay, so this what I want to do, what I've been doing is trying to reach out to my followers, Whiskey and Kick supporters that ask if they have any questions that I can ask the bartenders stuff. So I have a few questions here. I want to run by you and see what you think.
Sure, let's do it.
My boy Bill Petrie asked, "Do the drinks people order reveal their personality? In other words, does the dude who asks for an old-fashioned but wants mango bourbon and beeswax bitters scream douche to said bartender?"
Oh man, I mean that's a difficult question for me because I work at a craft cocktail bar.
Right.
So somebody, see, this is the issue that we have is that there are those people who are like, I only drink whiskey straight. I refuse to drink anything else. And they come down here and it's like this space screams douche to them. Right. So part of my whole spiel when I go into everything is never meant to be pretentious or douchey. Let me know if you need to know anything. I'm more than happy to reveal everything about these cocktails. But I mean, does it reveal something about somebody's personality per se? My immediate reaction is no.
Right.
Okay. I think the drinks that somebody's ordering reveals the mood that they're in that day.
Okay.
Okay. And that just comes from a personal standpoint. You know, if I'm having an interesting or a particularly interesting day, I'm in the mood for a dirty martini.
Right.
However, you know, my drink of choice is normally like a bourbon or a scotch. Neat. Like that, I don't think that necessarily reveals anything about my personality because I'm all over the place. But I think it's a guest-to-guest thing.
Indeed.
And I also think it's a day-to-day mood thing rather than an overarching or a sweeping personality statement.
The fact that you know what you want to order when you're in whatever particular mood, that says something about your personality. you know how to get to where you need to be. So.
Oh yeah.
That I thought that was a good question. It was a funny question.
That's a funny question. It is. Does it scream douche? I mean, beeswax bitters, dude.
Right. We don't want to alienate anyone.
No,
you like what was it called? Beeswax bitters. You know,
all right.
you like it, whatever.
Right. No, you like what you like.
You like what you like.
Wrong thing to drink.
Bobby McLaughlin asked, "What are the top 3 drinks to order at a busy bar that would make a bartender notice and appreciate you?"
Wow, that's a fantastic question. Okay, cool. Well, number 1, don't order a Ramos at a busy bar. Let's just start there.
What is that? What's a Ramos?
Do not order a Ramos Gin Fizz at a busy bar. You're an asshole. I love making Ramos Gin Fizzes, but if I'm 4 deep and you want to order a Ramos Gin Fizz from me, it takes, we have a way to cut the time on it down to 4 minutes.
Holy shit.
But the original recipe calls for a 10-minute dry shake.
Are you serious?
Dead ass. Like, it's an incredible cocktail. I love it. It's one of my favorites. don't order a Ramos from me when I'm 4 deep at a bar.
Yeah. Okay.
You're an asshole.
That is definitely top.
No. I think, it's less so what are the top 3 drinks. It's more so how you're conducting yourself at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk up to me at a bar and I'm 3 or 4 deep at said bar,
mm-hmm.
And you know what you want, and you say, I want a Rittenhouse Manhattan made up with Caprano Antica cherry garnish.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what you want, and that's how you spit it out at me. Done. Absolutely.
It's easy.
You are my favorite person on the face of the planet.
Right.
You are so much better than the person who's like, what do you recommend? I don't know what I want. She's like, this is...
Right.
I'm happy to give you my recommendations.
Right.
You're going to need to wait 5 minutes.
And so would you say that there's a time and a place for that?
Yes. Oh, most definitely.
Right. Just not when I'm slammed, though.
Right. I mean, I want to give you my recommendations, and I want to pay as much attention to you as I possibly can. The issue is, when I'm slammed, I know I'm not providing you the best service that I possibly can in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's frustrating for me.
Right.
Because I want to be as hospitable as possible.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're at a craft cocktail bar, know exactly what you want. If you're at a dive bar, go up and order that vodka soda or that Jack and Ginger or whatever. You know, I think one of the easier cocktails for a bartender to make, if, any bartender can make this cocktail, it's a Negroni.
Yeah, it's so
we
easy.
Talk about that. It's equal parts. 1, 1, 1.
Boom, boom, boom.
Stir, dirty stir.
Right.
Done. Easy. It's a great cocktail.
It's a great cocktail. Don't
absolutely.
get me started on it. All right, so my man Ed Gutierrez says, how successful are bar drinks from your observation? Curious to know if it helps break the ice, earn a little cash, or just a waste of time.
You can be having the worst day of your entire life, and you walk behind a bar, you need to flip a switch because you are now putting on a show.
Right.
Everybody who is down in this bar is watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you think it's really happening or not. That little flair, that little extra, the fact that you've thought enough ahead to do that, I think that makes a difference.
Okay.
Right. It also shows this person is caring enough about their craft to then do that little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong, I've had terrible drinks from bartenders who are all about the flair and all about the show.
Right.
Sometimes it's too much.
Right.
Right? And sometimes you care too much about the show and not enough about the product.
Cocktail, right.
But if you can serve me a great product or a great cocktail and still have that little bit extra, you serve me something that's incredible, and we have a cocktail down here that has a lime with a little peanut shell on it. We dash some Everclear on there, light it on fire, and that's just that extra step.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Presentation.
I love that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Presentation is everything.
Yep.
But if you're not serving a good product, it doesn't matter.
Right. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
And the last question is from Christy Love. She asked, have you ever had to cut someone off from having more drinks? If so, how did you do it? How did you do it? She's like, have I?
Oh, man. So we talked about being a whiskey advisor upstairs and being a bartender upstairs. So it's very interesting. It's very cool being a female whiskey advisor. It also kind of sucks sometimes. Just a couple weeks ago, I had some guy walk past the table and grab my ass on the way past, and I lost my mind. Right? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Up in the regular saloon. And those things happen, and a lot of the times it's people who are too hammered.
Right.
Right. So in those instances, at that point, you're done. I don't care what you think about what's happening in the space, what my reaction is. You gotta go. Right. Now, have I had to cut somebody off for having too many drinks? Not necessarily just because of their behavior. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility thing. Mm-hmm. You don't cut that person off and they've had too much and they go out and they kill somebody because they're being stupid or they hurt somebody else or themselves. Your bar and you yourself, you're liable for that, and that's not cool. So it's really all a part of hospitality is making sure that your guest is well taken care of.
For sure.
How do you do it? That's a case-by-case basis.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of times where you gain like a great rapport with somebody and you're just like, dude.
I do. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to serve
I want to
you
make this
another
cocktail
one.
for you.
You're great. I want you to come back and see me tomorrow and I'll make that cocktail for you. But right now I'm going to switch you to water and I think we're going to have to not serve you anything else.
Right.
But if somebody's being aggressive, it's just like, sorry, I can't serve you anymore. It's in that situation, it's best to be cut and dry. For sure. Boom, boom, boom. You can't have any more because this is why, and you stand your ground. Mm-hmm. Because the moment that you renege on a decision and you go back and say, no, I guess I can serve you one more, you're a pushover. For sure. And somebody can walk all over you. And there you go. Exactly. And that's great, difference. Man. These are some great questions, and I appreciate you answering those questions for the folks out here that's going to be tuning in. Anything else you want to tell anybody where to follow, if you want them to follow you or anything, or where to see you? I mean, sure. I'm Mo Beth on Instagram. There's an underscore between the Mo and the Beth. Mo is spelled with an E, by the way. Everybody gets that wrong. Right. True. Mo is with an E. I mean, other than that, you know, go out, drink great drinks. You know, just treat your bartenders well. We're here to serve you and to provide you the best hospitality possible, and, Indeed. And we love you just as much as you love us. So. I'm gonna go out a little bit more. She's being modest and humble right now. Come see Mo Beth at Jack Rose Dining Saloon. She's a great bartender. She is visually stunning. I'm very happy to have her on my show right now. I appreciate it, Mo. You've been great. Pleasure.
This
Seriously,
is fantastic. Once again,
cheers, y'all.
Whiskey and Kicks _IG on Instagram, whiskeyandkicks.com, Whiskey and Kicks on YouTube. Follow the channel, please. Subscribe, share, watch, comment, like, all the above. Criticize, please give it to me. I need it. This is Brocky.